Meaning being live streamed. All right, Mr. Byron Jones, how are you today? Let's get this bad boy going. I'm a little excited about today. I got to think about my weekend, but live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho, brought to you by the Sportscast. Today is October 20th, 2022. This year, the fluke. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportscast in all our channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes. Please go to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk on iTunes, on podcast. You'll see the picture that's right behind me. Subscribe. If you leave us a rating and a review, it'll help us out tremendously. Please subscribe to the Sportscast channel. Hit the notifications. There's a playlist that says Jersey Boys Sports Talk. So if you listen to past shows we have, there's a lot of shows that I tell people to listen to because Byron, my co-host, has done a great job on building either depth charts for the Giants, also building the top receivers, quarterbacks, and so forth. So those of you that are looking out playing fantasy football, I'm not saying to you that, hey, we're saying that this is the perfect list. I'm saying it's a good list for you to match up to who you're looking to play or who you're looking to put in. Byron's done a really good job with that. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday. At what time, Byron?
8 o'clock, man.
8 o'clock Eastern time. So you can listen now. You can listen to us on Stitcher, on your smart speaker. Just say Jersey Boy Sports Talk. And we can go from there. So, hey, how are you doing today, Mr. Byron?
I'm wonderful. It's getting cold. That's all I gotta say. It's been in the 30s at night around here. So yeah, all of a sudden it just turned the other day.
Hey, may I ask you a question? I saw somebody on Facebook post a Jones that passed away. Was that a family member of yours?
No.
No family. Okay, good. It's like I want to say, Byron would normally say something to me, but it's 30. Well, it's pretty cool down here. It's what's the temperature? Maybe 70.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, that's like a cold spell. Ooh wee, man.
That's cool. Well, you ain't used to that, bro. It is cold.
Well, it's in the 30s here. I had to turn the heat on in the house. That's how cold it is.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out what the temperature is. I got, for some reason, the thing is on Phoenix. Oh, here you go. Gainesville, Orlando 67, Atlanta 69, Tallahassee's cold 67. All right, it's 70, it's 70, it's 73, 70 degrees.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Bro, you know how it is though when you getting hot and it goes cold and it gets a little nippy, we kind of like it, but
make sure you put your mittens on with your booties and your sweater. I don't want you to catch a chill.
Nah, I just put my hoodie on. That's all. I put my hoodie on. All righty. So I had an awesome weekend. I hope you had a good weekend too. So we got several things, some good things to talk about. So look, let me tell you how my weekend was so good. Okay, is the number one part was my son, who lives 5 minutes away. Okay, we moved to him. He moved out here first, right? And then we decided to sell, and we moved where we moved. So he calls me up. And he goes, "Hey, Dad." He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm watching football." He goes, "You want to watch the games?" I'm like, "Sure." He goes, he mentions the two young men that were there, and then I coached them in travel basketball. So I know these kids since fourth grade, right? They all call me coach, right? Still, right? And we would win, but we lost our share. But we would have really after. I would make sure it was always family oriented. I'd expect families to come, and if they didn't come, I would pay. It cost us money, but we would have go to wings. Even if we got blown out, Byron, they're all having wings and eating pizza and stuff. They told me today, and I told them then, they remember more the after the games than the hurt or the pain of getting blown out. You know what I mean? Because we made it family. That's why some people came to us, because some of it was just strictly business and it was over, right? For us, I wanted to teach them good sportsmanship, good basketball, good skills. At the same time, we have fun. But short story is that the fact that my son called me up, my wife wasn't here, so she had a car, and he came over, picked me up, and
What?
brought me to his house. So I'm there in his apartment with the other two players, and we're watching and these kids are like, they all play fantasy football. So, Byron, if I tell you they had the big screen and four other laptop computers going on at the same time. So they had the red zone on one TV. They had games. They had someone was streaming direct the NFL ticket on another one. The other one had two main games on. And it was fun, but it was freaking me out because I like watching in the game. But so that was phenomenal for me. Plus the Giants win, and my son's a Giant fan, right? Obviously, I made him a Giant fan, so he's a Giant fan, so he's super
Uh-huh.
excited. Yeah, he's super excited, and then the other guys know I'm a diehard Giant fan. So I was over there with my Giant hat, my Eli Manning shirt. And so anyhow, that's how my weekend went. And with the Giants win, I was super happy. So let's
Okay,
talk
well,
about.
all right, here, let me ask you this question now. When you went to your son's house, did you go in the refrigerator and stand inside the refrigerator looking for stuff? Did you do that?
Did I look for anything? No.
Why not? He
Where am
did
I
that for
supposed to?
food, like he did you for years. The kid comes home, looks at the refrigerator, stand in the refrigerator, and looking for stuff and see what they can get. Come on, man. All kids do that.
Nah, man. I ended up buying pizza.
What you paid?
Yeah. Well, they had wings and stuff, so they had already bought stuff.
Did,
But
did you turn the air? Did you turn the air where you wanted it? In the house and everything. Did you touch
yeah,
everything?
I didn't do it. Don't even, actually, I cleaned.
What? Come on, man. You're supposed to go to his house and do all the stuff that he did to you for years. You're supposed to go over there and do that.
I hope he's listening. I'm going to send him a clip of this show. So
But
this is
it's
my
the truth.
son,
You're
Victor
supposed to.
Anthony.
You're supposed to come in. Kick your shoes off.
Byron, my son is not like I'm more of an extrovert. My son is the 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 blessing for him to call me up to come over and watch the game with him and pick me up. I bet that I come pick you in 5 minutes, pick me up and bring me there. Byron, that was the greatest thing. You
Ah,
don't that made you combine that and the Giants winning and he's happy. Byron, there's nothing better for me than that. Like
ah.
that was the bonus of the bonus. You
So
know what I mean?
wait a minute. So you got in the car. Did you
He
change the
picked me
radio
up.
at least? Did you change the radio?
No, he's 5 minutes away.
I'd have done everything. I'd have changed his radio. I'd have bought my own CDs, put what I want on there. I'd have gotten the house. I'd have kicked the shoes off at the door, the shoes flying all over the place. I'd have went to the refrigerator, stood in the refrigerator. I'd have turned the air conditioner to Arctic. I'd have done everything that they did to me as a kid.
Yeah, maybe I do that when I go by, just on my own to go and see him or whatever. But
Ah, I
Byron,
don't.
I was just in heaven. Like the
Ah,
fact that he called me, and then not only that, you got to remember these are my players. They wanted me there. So these are 24-year-old young men that are asking for a 50-something-year-old guy to come over, and they like hanging out with me. Like they like talking jokes and smack. They have different themes. I want to get them on a podcast. I gave them our card. Oh, because Santiago made us a Jersey Boy Sports Talk cards with a QR code so people can immediately go in. So I'll send
come
you.
on, man. You were that soft, man. I would have done everything. I'd have took a bite of the pizza and put it down.
Nah.
I'd have done
It's not that
everything they did as kids. I'd have done it all.
look, I'm far from soft because look, I was probably harder on my son than I wish I was. I think you always want to take things back. But anyhow, bottom line is they were watching all the games. We were talking about. I forgot we were talking about. Like different players. I told them about the sportscast. I told them about some of your picks, and then we started talking about like the Giants schedule, what we thought, and they, by the way, they were also agreeing too. They were getting upset. Like, why aren't they giving the ball to Saquon? Let's get into the game now. Like, what's going on? Like, that game bothered me. I'm happy that we won, but don't you think that they didn't get? Saquon needs to get involved early in this every game.
Yeah, but they tried and they couldn't run the ball because they were getting what? Pressure up the middle with Feliciano hurt again. That's the problem. And you only
But
can
what
do
about on
so
the
much.
swing passes, Byron? They started him as receiver. Get him the ball. You know how I am about athletes, star athletes. They need the ball, right? I mean, I told you about Odell. You got to get him the ball. I don't care if it's a sweep. I don't care if it's something. Get the ball. Get him going. He makes the difference,
Yeah, but you
right?
also you have to remember he was still hurt. Remember he hurt his shoulder the last game, so he was still hurting because
Well,
he
that's
did
true.
come out. He did come out during a portion of the game, so maybe that's why they didn't run him as much up the middle
Okay.
and that kind of stuff because he was hurt. And the center Feliciano was he first play of the game. Remember that first play of the game? What happened? Sack. First play. How does that happen? First play.
And we were talking about, what's the tight end's name that we were going through the break?
Bellinger.
Bellinger, right? So he scored the touchdown, right? So that's where you came up, and I said, "Look, you guys, come on our show and listen to some of the things that we're doing because Bellinger scores a touchdown." Man, Bellinger, they're like, I go, listen to me. You should listen to our show because my co-host Byron was talking about like. Think about it. We're doing pretty good in rushing. Like we're number 2 in rushing, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, Saquon. I go, well, where do you think that's coming from? And that's because Bellinger. If you think about it, you may not know him as the receiver or as the Kelties or whatever, but if we're rushing, you need blockers. And my co-host mentioned that hey, you got to add him to the line. These guys are blockers. You know what I mean? We're not second in rushing for no reason, right?
But it's all of them. You got Bellinger's blocking. You got Tanner Hudson, the other tight end. You have the receivers. The Stills, and all them guys are doing all the dirty work blocking. To help them be able to run the ball the way running.
There's no doubt, but it was great that they mentioned that and they didn't know who it was. And when I told them based on our podcast, it was good because I pick up what what you're saying made a lot of sense, right? So I wasn't really looking at the receivers. Remember, because we were just looking at the line. You go, no, you got to add tight ends, bro. We're rushing. We're leading in rushing. We're able to do this and that. That translated for me to be able to tell them, and they liked it. So it was pretty good. But bro, that was a big win against Baltimore. I mean, it was a big win against Baltimore. Byron, I think you had them at 0-7 by this time.
Are we gonna start that again? I told you for the 967th time, I picked them to be 5-1. I picked that.
Santiago, producer, please get me the transcript. Preseason.
Oh, man, I picked 5-1,
it's
man.
Gotta be. It's gotta be. I bet you I have it. You had him 0 something. You had him 0 something.
I picked 5-1. I told you that the only game they was gonna lose was to the Cowboys. I predicted the score. They were gonna beat this team by last week. Yeah, I predict. Yes. I'm the great Houdini now.
Man, bro, I can't believe you can actually say that with a straight face.
Yes, deny, deflect.
Yeah, this is the way, dude. I think you had him so down. I think you had him.
No,
I never.
You
did not. You didn't even have him at 7, and you didn't even have him at 10 and anything. Let me see. I got it documented, bro. It's not like I got
it. You better figure out real soon because I'm gonna keep to my story. I'm sticking to it.
You picked Detroit to win the division.
I did.
Right? Yep.
Well, they can make a turnaround. They'll be all right.
I'm gonna start following it all. Okay, so let's look at some of these. So give me your thoughts about the game.
Which one?
Giants. The last game. Let's talk about the last game.
Everybody was talking about how they're keeping it close, they're keeping it close, and then when they get to the fourth quarter, they're finding some way to win, and that's exactly what they've been doing. And if all the other pieces that they have, instead of just mishmash pieces, because they're all buying in whatever Dable was saying, they're buying into the program. And you figure he was around Saban, he was around the guy up in New England, Belichick. So, maybe, he's being himself, but, he has been around, coaching for 25 years. And it's obvious that these guys have brought, into whatever he's selling. So, it's working. The defense is playing well with Wink. I just can't wait till all the other ones that are all broke up and every week, when they come back and help with this run.
Look at some of the news. Daniel Bellinger has a knack for making plays, which is good. That was the other thing we discussed. We were discussing about how
he's got 3 touchdowns.
One, the Giants are second half team, so keeping it close in the first half was really important. And then 2, I was also telling them that I was stating as if you think about it, and this was based on our podcast, is that our defense is not even fully together right now.
No,
you know what I mean. We're still missing players, and Thibodeau's playing hurt, right? And so it was good. It was funny how I was able to relate our podcast and the information we were talking about and bringing it out to their attention because they know how big of a Giant fan I am, right?
right.
But the deal is, the defense is doing pretty good, Byron, for not having full tilt. You still need some help in the secondary, but they're starting to do a little better. You know what I mean? And I can't wait till our full defense comes back because we're going into a stretch where we got 5 these games coming up. We can go 4-1, 5-0.
Yeah. Easy.
This is where you pick them to win games. This is where I think you had them at like 7-10. If you're lucky, 8-9. You did not even have them at 10-7. That's for
I
sure.
said they were going to be 5. No, I said they were going to be 6-1. Well, was it 6-1? 6-1 before the bye.
Dude, that's impossible for you to say. You would not have picked them against Baltimore. I knew Baltimore was good. I didn't pick them again. I had a tough time picking. I didn't pick them against. I didn't have them at 5-1.
I did.
Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to keep arguing there. But anyhow, the defense is getting better. Look at NFL power ratings. Giants 5-1 close, continue to rise. So remember where we were in power ratings?
30,
right?
29.
So, Sporting News, we're number 4.
Yeah, that's
we moved up 3.
That's a little too high, man.
So let me share you what it says. And what's in power ratings, right? So here, Giants can be considered for real only game behind only a game behind the Eagles, and their lone loss coming to the Cowboys. They took advantage of a weak schedule early, but their Packers and Ravens victories stamped their inspired all around, right? NFC East number 1 previously, Eagles number 1, number 9 were the Cowboys. Now they're 6. Number 28, and Commanders went down to 31. The top 5 is the Eagles, the Bills, the Giants, and the Vikings. 3 NFC East teams, bro.
Oh man, that's too high, man. That's too high, man. That's too high.
Yeah, I'm just. It is what it is. But when they were low, right. I want to get out of here. Block it out because we're on the internet. I don't see why we're not using any infringement. But anyways, I thought it was a good game. Daniel Jones is playing pretty good. What's his stats? You know where the stats were for so far?
So far, no.
Let me go.
Put it this way, I know he didn't throw for 200 yards yet. He's still,
bro. But let me tell you something. Okay, those guys, you gotta admit. Okay, he's still bad in the red zone, man.
How was he bad? They scored in the red zone.
Dude, he was making some. I'm just telling you, man. He's made bad decisions in the red zone. He makes me nervous.
Did they score the last game in the red zone? Yeah. Wan'Dale Robinson took one.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that came back too, wasn't he? Here.
Yeah, that's the knee guy since the beginning of the year. The other one is still all broke up. He has the other hamstring hurts now. Tony.
Kadarius.
Yeah, he's got 2 hamstring problems now. I guess he was working the one so hard that the other one hurts now. So these all they're not
So
expecting him back until after the bye week.
he's got a QBR of 54%, which isn't that good. He's got 5 TDs. Oh, that's 2000. He's got 5 TDs and 2 interceptions, tied for third, tied for 23rd in TDs, and he's in 24th for yardage.
Are they winning?
That's all that matters. That's
So,
okay. I'm okay. Yeah, as long as it's the red zone. I just don't trust him in the red zone, bro. I mean,
but he's been
wait a second. He turned the ball over in the red zone. We had a flag. That's what turned it around. There was a flag.
shoulda, coulda, didn't happen. So
I'm just saying, he's still his red zone presence.
That wasn't his fault. The guy fell down. Wasn't his fault.
Okay, so let's see. I mean, he's playing his average. You know what I mean? It's just that he's not
lighting it up yet. He's a game manager.
That's all I need him to be. I'm happy. I don't have a complaint. You know what I mean? Let's see, against Baltimore, but he was sacked 4 times in Baltimore.
What do you think was going to happen?
He was sacked 5 times against Dallas, 3 times against the Cardinals.
Because but Mr. Neal has been playing better.
He has been playing better?
A lot better. They said they worked on his mechanics, as far as the pass set. So he should be the person that he should be for the rest of the year. He's gonna be fine, but he was a lot better this game than he has been in the past. I keep telling you where it is, man. It's coming up. The pressure coming in the middle.
No, we know that. And then with Feliciano being hurt, it doesn't help us.
Well, it also doesn't help that he's the problem.
Who's the problem?
Feliciano and the left guard are nah.
Can you hear that?
What?
Sirens?
No. The left guard is Brenderson. Brenderson is a left guard right now, and Feliciano's a center. It's going to change. I don't know when it's going to change, but sometime during this year they're going to make a change. Either Lemieux comes back or Nick Gates gets in. But one of them 2 guys are going to be the starter at one of those 2 positions by the end of the year.
All right, so look, here is Saquon had 22 attempts, 83 yards, and a touchdown, 3 receptions. Against the Packers, he had 70 yards, but he only had 13 attempts. And against the Bears, he had 31 attempts, which was his biggest.
He's getting a lot of touches. That's a lot.
The Cowboys, he only had 14. And he averaged 5 point. He's averaging 5.2 a carry, dude.
Yeah.
He crushed the Titans. He averaged 9.1, but overall he's averaging 5.2 a carry. Right? He's got 4 TDs so far, and he's got 600 yards, 616 yards.
He's number 2 in the NFL.
He's averaging 100 yards a game.
He's behind Nick Chubb, the second leading rusher.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, that's I'm pretty. We gotta be pretty happy with that. You know what I mean? Let's just keep him. Let's keep him healthy.
Keep him healthy.
Yeah, and then so let's go look at. All right, so the Eagles. You think they're for real?
I can't say it because people have been killing me about that. Yes, they are.
Well, we remember we predicted the Eagles early on, right? So
the only problem, like the last game when they played the Cowboys, okay, they looked like they were going to blow the doors off the Cowboys in the first half. And the second half came up, and they really didn't. They kind of got their number and kind of shut them down in the second half. The Cowboys. So if they can play a team that has like not the second string guy Cooper Rush playing, a team that has a real quarterback and a real offense, we'll see. If they really are for real, but their schedule just doesn't say that. So they're really not going to be playing anybody, until they play the Cowboys again.
Well, and the Giants. They haven't played the Giants yet. Right. So, but look, dude, they haven't really won convincingly. Like they beat the Cardinals by 3. They beat Jaguars by 8, right? They beat the Cowboys by 9, and on the was with Cooper Rush. But I mean, okay, I'll take that in rival team. So it's not like they're really not blowing out teams either.
But they're winning. They're undefeated though.
Yes, they are. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, that's preseason. The Commanders, obviously, they blew out. They played the Steelers Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, I mean, you never know with Tomlin, but they should beat the Steelers. I mean, they don't have a tough schedule. They got the Steelers, the Texans, the Commanders, the Colts, pretty tough. They got the Packers. If the Packers start coming around, then they got the Titans. You don't know what the Titans. Then December 11th, they play the Giants, right? So this is where it starts getting a little bit interesting to them later once December comes, because in December they got to play the Giants twice. Well, December 11th and January 8th, right? And then they play the Cowboys.
Right. They're gonna lose to somebody.
That's where it's gonna make the difference, from my perspective. Right.
Yeah, one of them other teams is going to knock them off. They're going to go in, overconfident or whatever, and somebody's going to knock them off before they get to the Giants or the Cowboys. It's going to happen. They're not going to go, 17-0 or whatever. They're going to lose a couple games, but right now they are the team to beat in probably all the NFC. They're probably the top dog right now.
Well, let me tell you, his dude, Jalen Hurts he's at 98% rating.
Yeah.
I mean, he's thrown 1,500 yards, which is like maybe 500 yards more than Jones. He's got 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jones has got 5 and 2, right? But his QBR is so much higher.
Yeah, but look at the receivers he's throwing. He's throwing to AJ Brown. He's throwing to Devontae Smith. He's throwing to Rieger, I think the kid's name is, the tight end, Dallas Goedert. He's got 4 receivers that he can pick, at any time, they're going to get at least 100 yards, a game in receiving. What do we have? Marcus Johnson, Davis Sills, practice player, Johnson, Richie James off the scrap heap. A second round pick that just came back. We got Galladay that hasn't played in weeks, and
I got you. I'm not comparing. I'm just going to stats. But look, his numbers are from when he started: 77% rating, 87, 98%. That's pretty impressive progression.
Yeah,
like
I said about him, he's getting better. He's gotten better every year that he's played. From his Alabama days to Oklahoma to being with the Eagles. Every year, this kid is getting better.
Yeah, and Cooper Rush. What do you think is going to happen now when Cooper Rush?
The Jerry Jones started. The Cooper Rush mania has died. After that woeful train wreck of the interceptions, and basically now we know why he's a 28-year-old backup quarterback. There's a reason why.
Did the Cowboys, they lost this weekend, no?
Yes.
And he had how many interceptions?
I think 3, 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was awful. But it also doesn't help. It doesn't help that Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, he's determined that he wants to throw the ball. When you have Zeke was averaging 5-6 yards to carry, the other guy Pollard was running well, but for some reason they just got away from the run and decided they want to throw the ball that sort of just wasn't well.
Yeah,
did not end well.
Well, so far he's got an 80% rating. Rush. He played the Eagles. He threw 3 interceptions against the Eagles.
Yes.
That was it. He had no interceptions before that. He only threw 1 touchdown. His only interceptions were he had a 37.3 rating.
I wonder why. He's a second string or third string quarterback. Jerry Jones created that whole Yeah, if he plays and if he wins well, if he wins the next game, it's going to be a controversy in Dallas. No, it ain't. Dak Prescott is a quarterback. He'll be back this week, and that's that.
So there's the Landry hat says Cooper Rush's numbers, right, proves why the Cowboys need Dak Prescott back. And there's no way you're gonna hold. I would hold Prescott down. I just don't. I still am not a big fan of McCarthy as a coach.
But you have to think about this. McCarthy's not calling the plays. It's Kellen Moore is calling the plays. Just like with the defense, is Dan Quinn is the defensive guy. Is Kellen Moore. Like we said this before, that McCarthy basically he's a figurehead. He makes the decision if you're going to go for it on fourth, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else during the course of the game. It's those two guys that are running everything for the offense and defense. As a matter of fact, even the special teams, Fossil's son I think is a special teams coach for the Cowboys. So McCarthy does nothing.
Rush makes $1 million as a backup.
They always say that's the best job to have.
Well, let me tell you, $1 million is pretty cheap, though. You would think most of the average backup quarterbacks make a little more than that. I would think. Was he like the third string quarterback?
No, he would. Remember, he got cut like before the season. He got cut, waived, and then they re-signed him. At the beginning of the season, put him on practice squad or whatever they did with him, and then he's ended up being the second or third string quarterback, whatever he is, with the Cowboys. But I'll take $1 million standing on the sidelines.
That's all right. Don't get me wrong, but I was just curious to get the NFL 2022 class of NFL backup quarterback salaries accounts for approximately 117 million combined, the highest paid by total catch promises. The Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold, he makes 7.5 million.
That's because he was a first round pick years ago.
Okay,
with the Jets.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky, who came in, didn't he come in?
Yeah, first round pick.
He 7.1 million.
First round pick.
Jimmy Garoppolo, 7 million. Teddy Bridgewater, 6.5 million. I mean, for a backup quarterback, that's some serious cash, dude.
Yeah, but these are all guys that, for a couple of them were successful, as start like Garoppolo, whatever his name is, and Teddy Bridgewater. He's been successful at the places he's been, and that's why they're getting the money. They've been got money. But Trubisky was a first round pick, remember, with Chicago, and then he got all that money when Pittsburgh signed him. As a free agent, figured he's going to be the quarterback of the future, which sort of went out the window, with Kenny Pickett, being the guy now. But hey, ain't nothing wrong with being a backup quarterback. I'd do it too. $7 million a year stand there.
Dude, I do it for.
Get hurt.
I'd do it for $1 million.
I do it. Make sure you don't get hurt, because I definitely don't want to go out there.
Nah, yeah, exactly. No way. Shoot. What was I going to tell you? Okay, so we got the NFC East wrapping up. On the NFC East, look, in my opinion, right, and in my experience too, and then I experienced playing, but experience watching the game enough. The Dallas Cowboys defense is top ranked. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. The Giants defense is playing really good, and they're not fully loaded yet.
Right.
Is that a fair statement? Okay. The Eagles defense, pretty good.
No. They're past. They're
really good.
They're really good. Really good.
Okay. So goes back to my point is that when the NFC East plays they're playing, they're dangerous.
You forgot the Commanders. Did you say anything about that?
No, I forgot them purposely. I didn't forget them. I didn't mention them.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Aaron, but they're not worth mentioning, right? Because they're not in it. They're not going to make it, whatever. But what happens is when the NFC East plays against each other twice, their defense is tough, and they play big ball, they run and pass, right? We're not like, let's just run, pass, right?
Well, the Eagles are run. The Cowboys are more pass.
Yeah, they are, which is going to hurt them. It's going to always hurt them. But my point being is, it gets dangerous for the rest of the league when the NFC East defense is playing pretty good. In our past experience, think about it: the 3 Super Bowls of last we won between the Giants and the Eagles. I mean, you know, NFC East are when they're playing decent are tough teams once they make the playoffs.
That's why I think the record for all the teams 17-7. They have the best record in the NFC East than all the other conference, well, not, but all the other divisions in football. They have the number one record
for playoffs.
Well, no, for like the combined records of all the 4 teams at NFC East. They have the best record overall than all the other divisions.
But this year.
This year.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I think it's like they said 17-7 or something like that.
Well, think about it. You got 5-0, 5-1, 4-2. Just that alone. I mean, you got there's only three losses.
Yeah.
Right. Let's not count. You got to forget about Commanders.
You got to add them in though. They're part of the.
I will, but I'm just saying to you, just in general, that's a lot of wins with very little losses. Right. But, you got six, is the Eagles 6-0 or 5-0?
6-0.
Okay. So you got 6, 5, and 4. So you got that's 15 right there.
And
that's 15-3. 15-3.
Come on, don't forget the Commander. Come on, throw that 2 in there. Come on.
15-3, and then you got 17 and 7. So they're 17-7.
Right.
Right. But okay. So Tyler Murray don't look too good.
Well, his guy is coming back tonight. Hop is coming back tonight, so he should be better.
His stock dove on me for a couple of reasons. One, when you brought it to the attention to our fans and to me about how that coach has a tendency of winning, and then starts drifting off. And then this guy making all that money and then blatantly saying, I don't watch film. That ain't working for you right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a Tyler Murray fan anymore.
Well, you know what they said about one of the shows I was watching? They said that he's been running the offense that he runs with the Cardinals is pretty much the same thing he's run since high school. It's the same concept that he's run that long. And Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach, pretty much is, let's cater everything around this guy, and see, let him run around, make plays, and pretty much that's the way it looks like a high school run offense. But now, he has Hopkins back, so we'll see how he is now. But without Hopkins, no good.
And let me tell you, what's his name? Jameson really he didn't do as well as I thought he would do. I was disappointed.
Maybe it's he had like LASIK surgery set on his eyes. Well, maybe it's taking him a while for it to kick in. But their problem is their defense, man. Their defense was supposed, last year was like a top 5 defense, and it's not playing like that. Not even close.
Hey, we gotta give some love to Richie Vargas and those Jets.
Yeah, boy, they smacked him around, and they got to walk around with the cheese head, sauce, the defensive back, and Quentin Williams is finally playing like the top 5 pick that he is, the kid from Alabama, figures. Got a couple sacks, and the Jets, man, they're legit, man. They are legit.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm happy for that coach too. I like that coach.
What, Salah?
Yeah, I like Salah. Right. So, but they're playing some pretty good band. They're playing good football, man. This is surprising right now. I was surprised both for the Giants and surprised for the Jets, but it's always good. And my Yankees, they lost last night, but they're in the playoffs. So my Yankees are gone. But Jets are playing pretty well, so that wasn't a surprise. We were off on that, right? Like we had the Jets.
What is their record? I think their record's 4-2, right? I think.
Yeah, they're 4-2. I'm looking at it right now. They're 4-2. The Bills are 5-1. The Bills look good.
Well, I picked the Jets too. Would be 4-2, too. Just so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted
last. Okay. In the AFC, we actually got the Chiefs. Chiefs still look good, man. That's a tough team. And the Chargers are 4-2. I thought they lost more. They're doing good. John got sick, so he wasn't able to come on. The Broncos. you
The
know,
Broncos suck.
how excited was he for Russell Wilson to go
Oh
there?
man, he was. I thought he was doing backflips. He said that he was drinking. He had
Yeah.
his apple juice and all this other stuff, and he was
Dad,
like,
I
"Oh,
hope
we
you're
got Russell
listening.
Wilson. We done pushed him over the
God,
top."
yeah, bro, you were all excited, Russell Wilson. I told you that was a bad move for him to go there. That's you're competing against three really good
Yeah, but
quarterbacks.
it's not even the fact that he went where three good quarterbacks. I'm gonna throw it out there so John had to go. Boop. Russell Wilson is Drew Lock 2.0. That's all he is.
Oh, Drew. Oh my God. That's the one he hates.
He is. I saw that today.
You got me confused. I thought you were talking about Drew Luck, remember, from Indianapolis, right? You're talking about Drew Lock. And he hates Drew Lock.
Russell Wilson is 2.0 Drew Lock. Oh, he is.
Look at bro. I'm so cold. I'm putting a blanket on it.
See, I told you, see how soft you getting?
Hey, listen, bro, he looks so bad.
They were showing some of the pictures where the wide receiver was like standing right in the middle of the field, wide open, and he's standing there. He's looking off this way or he's looking this way, and the guy is standing right there, smack in the middle. Yeah,
Oh
man.
My God, man.
But it also doesn't help that the coach. I think he's in over Hackett. I think he's in over his head because the only reason he got the job because they thought they were going to get Aaron Rodgers was going to end up there. So Hackett got the job, but he might be one and done because it is a new ownership group. So they might turn around and fire this guy, after 1 year because they give Russell all that money.
Well, the Chargers are doing well. The Chiefs are doing well. Those teams are good.
Don't forget the Chiefs just lost to they just lost to Buffalo. They just lost.
Yeah, but it was at the end, right? And they lost in Kansas City.
Yeah, and guess what? Now that means what? The AFC Championship probably is going to end up going through Buffalo in the cold in January.
It's a long season. We'll see. I think Buffalo's a good team, though. There's no doubt.
Good. They're best in football. They're the best overall team with one loss in all of football. They are good. They are really good.
They're good, yeah. But Von Miller, in my opinion, Von Miller is playing better with Buffalo than he did with the Rams.
Yeah, but look what they did. They hired him to what they hire him for? They hired him to put what's his name on the ground? Patrick Mahomes. And what did he do? He got him twice.
I understand that, but he's still playing better than he did when he was with the Rams, and the Rams had Darnold, no? Who's the other lineman for the Rams? Another superstar. Who's the lineman for the Rams?
It's only what Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. I'm saying he had Aaron Donald on that team.
Yeah, right? But they're paying Von Miller a ton of money, as old as he is, to get after. He's brought in to push Buffalo over the edge, to get to the Super Bowl. That's why he was brought there.
Yeah, but there's one reason why you brought in, and the other thing is delivering. He's playing good football.
Yes, he is.
He's playing really good football, man. Because and he's playing it early. Let me tell you, the AFC North is still open. I mean, Burrow's still got a shot. If he doesn't get stacked with them up, but look at it. The best team is the Ravens, and they're 3-3. The Bengals are 3-3. The Browns are 2-4. The Steelers are 2-4. Okay, in the AFC, it's all they're all weak. Look at it; it's up for grabs. Jaguars are 2-4, and the best team in that division, AFC South, 3-2.
Because like with the Ravens, when we just played them, they'd be 6-0 if they hadn't collapsed the last 3 games. All the 3 losses they have, they fell apart in the second half of all 3 of those games.
And then let's go to the NFC. In the NFC, you got, obviously the NFC East we just talked about, but the West, I mean, the 49ers still got a shot. They're 3-3.
Yep.
In fact, everybody's 3-3, except for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are playing tonight. They're 2-4.
And the 49ers play the Chiefs this weekend.
That's going to be tough. And then in the NFC North, hey, the Vikings are 5-1. I thought they lost more than that. Packers are 3-3, right? The Vikings are playing some pretty good football, but I don't have no faith in the Vikings. Like, yeah, I
Well,
don't know. Do you ever have a team that's lost? Like, you know, okay, so you're
it's
five
Kirk,
and one.
Kirk Cousins, man. It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you're five and one.
Uh,
Okay, yeah,
Kirk,
I have more
uh,
belief in you. I have way
Kirk
more
Cousins.
belief in
Cousins will throw
exactly.
for 5,000 yards, and they still won't get out of the first round of the playoffs.
So, all right, well, covered. Now we got the NFC South. So with the NFC South is wide open. So let's get into some of the. Let's get into use your open shot now. Two things. What do you think about Brady going to Kraft's wedding? And what do you think about Brady him yelling at his lineman?
Let's see. The first one, they sit there. He's how do you want to call it? He's earned the right, to do certain things. I'm gonna just put it like that. He's been to 10 Super Bowls, he won 7, he didn't set all kind of records or whatever. My thing is, what does his teammates think that he basically is getting treated differently than everybody else. And then to cover the line thing. So then when we go and we play a game and the line is not playing as well or whatever, then you got this guy cussing you out or whatever he was doing, on the sideline, that's not cool. And I guess they sort of like stood there and take it because this is, Tom, Brady. But then in the back of my mind, I'm sitting like, yo, man, you wasn't here for the walkthrough. You wasn't here for this. You were at the wedding. You get the middle of the week off. I'm out here busting my butt off. And basically, you're, because you're who you are. Just it is what it is. He's earned the right, but you also got to be a good teammate. Think about these guys too.
Okay, so a couple of things. One, I think that Lawrence Taylor had special treatment.
Not like that.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
Lawrence Taylor, he used to drive to the practice field on a golf cart.
Okay, but he was getting he was on the practice field. He wasn't at somebody's wedding.
I understand that.
He doesn't get the middle of the
you,
week off.
I'm just saying to you, there's a lot of players that get some treatment. In fact, when the Giants won, Strahan and those guys had to talk to Coughlin and saying, "Look, your military regiment style doesn't work well with us veteran players. We know the job we need to do." And he said, he came to realize, okay, let's do it both ways. Let's have a combination of both ways.
But
you know what I mean?
He lightened up on them. He didn't have he didn't have Eli Manning's in the middle of training camp saying, "Oh, well, you know what? I need 2 weeks off, because I need to take care of whatever." You never heard that with Eli or any of those quarterbacks. Or well, Eli, such and such is getting married, so I'm going to go to his wedding, and then I'll meet you guys in Pittsburgh or wherever. You never heard that either, but that's where. Or I've seen quarterbacks curse out the lineman or whatever, but it just didn't look authentic the way he was doing. It just looked like he found the camera, and then next he's dog cussing these guys out, and you can pick up a couple of things that he was saying. But as a lineman, I probably would have smacked the
guy. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they're making more than they have to. I think Brady's earned his right. I think he outworks most of those guys. He's taken financial cuts for a lot of teams. And he doesn't have he doesn't have the weapons. That Mike Evans missing that one game hurt him. They should be 4-2. And it's just it is what it is. But I just wanted to bring it up because I know that's news. I know Kraft, getting married to a 47-year-old. I mean, that's not crazy stuff. But
she's younger than his kids.
Brady, and then I think Brady now came out with comments. He had apologized for about being in the military. I just think that it may be time that if things are unraveling too fast for him. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I said, until he's not performing, which right now at 3-3, let's see how they can turn it around. That's when you got to start deciding to it's time to walk away. You know what I mean? Because
he had a chance. he was not. He was done. So
But why would you walk away, Byron? You were 14-3, and you, in my opinion, they were still should have beat the Rams. He could have
I,
won another Super Bowl.
I
They had
want
a
to go.
bad call. They had a pass interference call that wasn't called. The game was anyone's game. They were losing by 20 something points going into the third quarter, and he turns around and makes it a game. I mean, come on, man. Why?
Yeah, but
You still had it.
yeah,
Why
but
leave? If
how
anything, I would
much?
have left after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what it, but I'm saying how much is enough? Okay, he's got more money he'll ever spend in his life. He has a beautiful family. He's 45 years old. He's got a great job waiting for him, when he comes, when he's finished. He has 375 million. How many people are gonna leave one job and make even more money, doing something else that you like to do? Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. Okay, I want to go, I don't know how old his kids are, but it'd be nice, the daddy come home and coach me playing football, coach me playing basketball. He's like, it's all year round with him as far, the training, he does a certain amount of sleep and he does this. When do you spend time with your family? Spend time with your family. Football, it's there, but
his family, he's got problems right now.
Yeah, but I'm just, I wonder why. Why do you think he has problems? Because
the sad part is
he
he got a beautiful wife. And she supported him a long time.
Yeah, years.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he's been married since 09 or something like that.
No, it's only one married. He's only been married once. He's got a kid from someone else. He's only been married
from
once.
The lady from Blue Bloods.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Bridget Moynihan.
Yeah, you know what her son's name, the initial spells, right?
No.
Jet. She did it purposely.
Why?
Because he's a patriot. Think about the Jets and the Patriots. They don't like each other. So his name is James Edward Thomas.
He needs to go home. He needs to go home, fix everything that's going on in his, his family life, and move along. That's what he needs to do. But he won't.
Yeah.
He wants to carry that on the shield.
Nah, this is his last year.
No, he's not. He's determined to play until he's 50.
No, I think this is his last year. I think he's done. I think he's not. It's just too much. All right. So what do we got coming up? All right. So we're gonna be wrapping this up a little bit. What do we got? Let's go standings. Okay, I got standings, games. All righty. Let's pick some games that we got coming up. So we are on the 20th, right?
I got them right in front of me.
Okay. So let's go. We got the Saints and the Cardinals. The Saints are winning right now. Who do you have there? I think I'm taking Saints.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Okay. Browns, Ravens.
Ravens. They're gonna fix it.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens. Bengals, Falcons. I'll take Bengals.
Falcons.
Okay. Bucks, Panthers. I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, figures. Your boy, your division title Lions against the Cowboys.
I'm going with the no way. I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions just so the Cowboys lose. Giants, Jaguars. I'm taking Giants.
I got to take the Giants, because I'm being loyal this week. I got.
Oh yeah. Remember, like you said this week, Packers, Commanders.
Commanders.
Nah, I'm taking Packers. Colts, Titans.
Colts.
Yeah. Texans, Raiders.
Yeah, might as well go with the Texans. I love Lovie Smith.
Nah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. They gotta win. Jets and Broncos. I'm definitely going with Jets.
I'm going with the Jets.
Chiefs, 49ers.
Oh man, the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. Seahawks and Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers too. Steelers, Dolphins.
I think Tua is playing this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go local. I'll take the Dolphins.
I'm going with
local. Bears, Patriots.
Wow, that's gonna be an ugly Monday night game. Ooh, that's gonna be awful.
It's just not even worth watching.
Patriots.
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots too. All right. Well, we got a pretty good season. Come on, this is pretty exciting having our Giants winning, man. It took us 3 years, baby, of being on the
I
show.
sit there and I picked them to be 5-1 at this time, man. It is great.
Oh my God, I'm definitely gonna pull the transcript. I'm gonna bring it
Tulsa
up.
plays Temple too tomorrow up here in Philadelphia too.
Oh, really? Are you gonna go see it?
No, I'm going to the Perth Amboy game.
Who are they playing?
Perth Amboy's playing like Huntington Central.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go Panthers. All righty. So we're gonna wrap up our show again. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to all our channels, YouTube channels. Please download and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. And we always like to round this out with our the Gary Sinise Foundation. Freedom, security, are precious gifts that we as Americans should never take for granted. We must do all we can to extend our hand in times of need to those who willingly sacrifice each day to provide that freedom and security. While we can never do enough to show our gratitude to our nation's defenders, we can always do a little more. Gary Sinise. This is for our first responders, our nation's defenders. So any little bit helps, please help out. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at the Sportscast1. You can visit us, our website at sportscast.net. We are every Thursday at 8 p.m.
8
More
p.m.
especially we got some of our guests coming back on the show. This is exciting for us Giant fans that are going on. We got a lot of stats coming up. Byron, I thought last week was good. They had made some comments about, we talked a lot of Giants, but there was a lot of Giant football to talk about. We wanted to go through the line. We wanted to see what the progression was, and where we were. So I thought it was really good there. So I'm excited. You stay warm. I'm going to stay warm too. My chilly 70 degrees. And stay tuned till next week. So let's go Giants.
Go G-Man.
G-Man, baby. All right, man. God bless, and we'll talk soon.
Yep.
Bye.